Group 4 discussion.
To prepare and deliver clear and effective expert witness testimony regarding forensic ballistic evidence. 1. We have the recovering and preserving of evidence, marking of firearms evidence, transmittal of evidence, testing at the lab, gunshot and residue and wounds, distance shots, natin mga close range, near contact range, loose contact shots, and tight contact shots, problems and firearms identifications. So, natin mga lectures, interactive discussion, and PowerPoint presentation. So, thank you.
So, under a principle of identification, these are the following. The breech face and striker of every single firearm leaves a skeptical individualities of their own. Number 2, the firearm leaves its fingerprint or thumb mark on every cartridge that it fires. Number 3, the whole principle of identification is based on the fact that since the breech face of every weapon must be individually, this individuality it fires are imprinted with this individuality. So, ang principle of identification mo ni ang mga following ang mga objectives niya. Kaning breach of striker of every single firearms, nag-leave siya og mga micro-skeptical individualities. Then, ang firearms, mag-leaves po na siya og fingerprint or thumb mark ang every cartridge nga ma-fire. And then, ang ikatulo, the whole principle of identification is based on the fact, syempre mag-base yun na sa facts, that since the breech face of every weapon must be individually. Then, recovering and preserving evidence. So, dali na po ta sa pag-recover o pag-preserve sa mga evidence. Number 1, any item that may need the services of a firearm examiner must be handled with care. Dapat i-handle with care gid ang mga evidence para ma-preserve siya tarong, to make sure it's not altered or damaged, para dili ma-altered ang mga evidence, dili mga damage ang mga evidence, dapat ma-preserve siya og tarong. And then firearms evidence to be sent to the lab to learn when the weapon was last fired or for powder residue should not be processed for prints before the lab exam. So, ang mga firearm evidence, syempre, dalon yun na siya sa lab para dito ilang i-tunan kung kanus ang last fire sa weapon para ma-identify nila ba and ma-examine nila dito. Latent prim techniques may hinder the examination of the firearms examiner. At the lab, the fingerprint and firearms examiner will coordinate their efforts. So, ila po identify ang mga fingerprint, ang mga thumb mark na makita sa usa ka firearms para ma-hibalan jud kinsa ang ang kinsa ato ang perpetrator.
Markings of firearms evidence. Number 1, place your initials and the time and date of recovery on each item of evidence so you can positively identify it at a later date. When several like items are found, add an identifying number on each item. No two items of evidence in the same case should bear the same identifying numbers. All identifying marks and description of items to which they are fixed should be put in your notes. The identifying number has no bearing on numbers of exhibits in the report of investigation. So dari is, so dapat butangan og unsa orasa itsa sa pagkuha nimo sa usa ka item sa ebidensya para makita, pero if naay same nga item nga nakita, so dapat pud siya butangan or dungagan og number or unsay nakasulat sa ato nga item is dapat i-restart tanan. So, number 2 is marking tools may be used for inscribing and identifying markings on firearms evidence. Diamond point or random pencils are ideal. So, pag mark nimo pud ani sa item or sa evidence or written sa pusil, dapat nimo siya gamiton pag marking nimo is kaning diamond point or random pencils. So, number 3 is firearms are most often marked on the right side of the frame. Mark all parts of the firearms that can be removed that leave imprints on either the bullet or cartridge case. So, itan sa mga pusil. Sa kasagara, markahan nila is sa right side of the frame. Then mark all parts of the firearms that can be removed at the lead imprints on either the bullets or cartridge case. So number 4, for example, you would mark a conventional 45 caliber semi-automatic pistol in 3 places. For revolvers, must them on the side of the frame that cannot be removed. So example, if markahan mo ang isa ka conventional 45 caliber semi-automatic pistol is sa tulo ka places. For revolvers is dapat nimo siya markahan is sa gilid sa frame na dili pwede nga ma-remove.
Transmittal of evidence. Pill boxes, plastic vials, materials are fine. Seal the container with the paper packaging and that have cotton package tape or the equivalent. Do not use cellophane or masking tape. So, when you use pixel boxes, seal the container with the paper packaging. Isil nimo ang ihang butangan nan gamit ang paper packaging and like that cotton. Ang katupong mga cotton packing tape dayon dili ka pwede mo gamit og cellophane or masking tape. Number 2, so munay nawong sa pill box for transmitting evidence. Round. Number 2, when revolvers having loaded cartridge or fired cases are obtained, make a diagram of the rear face or each cylinder. Show the position of the loaded cartridges or the fired cases in respect to one another and to the firing pin. Scratch an arrow on each side or rear face of the cylinder, lying under the firing pin when the revolver was found. Do this on the revolver itself and also on the diagram. Your diagram complete with legend lets the lab examiner relate the fired cartridges to the chamber of the cylinder in which they were fired. Kung ang revolver kuno nakaload na, maghimo kuno dayon kag diagram bawat silindo. Pakita nimo ang position sa nakaload nga cartridge. Then your diagram complete with legend lets the lab examiner relate the fired cartridge to the chamber of the cylinder which were found. So kung ano na dayon na sa examiner, no, sila na ang sila na ang iugnay nila ba itong natanggal nga cartridge. So next, notation of the position of the cartridges in the recovered revolver. Scratch arrow on rear face of the cylinder to show the chamber position under the hammer. when weapon was recovered. Speakers pod natay draw diagram label chamber under the hammer. First, number 1, kaning number 1 dira nga nay arrow. Remaining chambers clockwise. So, ang pagtuyok niya sa iyang bala, pag imong ikuan, kay clockwise siya. Facing rear of cylinder. Una, then natay investigator's mark. And chamber, position, condition, and the last one is marker. Hindi maklaro.
Testing at the lab. Laboratory testing, a fired bullet or even a cartridge case by itself can frequently be examined by the lab to gather information about the class features of the handgun in question. The caliber and type of the weapon, including the twisting direction and the width of the lance and rifling grooves, can be determined by the lab. So sa laboratory ma-determine dito ang usa ka rifle, ang usa ka gun nga gigamit, ang yang cartridge, even the cartridge case sa bullet ma-determine unsa siya klase nga bala ang gigamit ug ang lead ug hasta ang caliber and the type of the weapon, including ang twisting direction and width, lance and grooves and rifling grooves, ma-determine dito sulod sa laboratory. Gunshot residue and wounds. By looking at pattern of gunshot residue on the victim's skin or clothing, firearms examiners are frequently asked to determine the distance at which gunshot was fired. The gun barrel net is covered in gunshot residue when it is composed of priming or propellant thrusters. The residue from the shot is projected in a roughly conical cloud when the gun is discharged. It may also leak out or splash over the shooter's skin uniform. A gunshot wound's appearance and any surrounding residue can reveal the range from which it was fired. The range from which a gunshot wound was caused is often classified into one of four groups by forensic pathology. So, dili sa gunshot residue, so makita dito ang usa ka samad sa usa ka tawo nga pinaagi sa pagpusil sa iya. So the residue from shot is projected by roughly conical cloud. So roughly conical cloud when the gun is discharged. So according to the pathologist, there are four groups or four range gunshot residue and wounds. So here they are. 1. Distance shots more than 3 feet. So mao ni ang gilayon sa gun o sa tao. 2. Close range shots 2 to 12 inches. So duol ra. Near contact shots 1 to 3 feet. 4. Contact shots barrel to skin, loose or tight. So medyo duol siya or medyo dulit siya. Distance shots are fired from such range that no detectable GSR or gunshot residue reaches the skin or clothing of the victim. They may, however, be a grayish ring around the wound composed of propellant. So dire makita ni sa usa ka samad sa usa ka victim nga mahibalan dito unsa ang pinaagi sa samad na dito nga combustion products, a lubricant or metal from the bullets. So makita dito nga sa bullets mahibalan na daan sa samad palangdaan kaya sa samad na ay na siya grayish color.
So now let's move on to the close range shot. So close range shots are inflicted at ranges that are short enough for the GSR or the gunshot residue to reach the skin or clothing of the victim. So kining close range shots muna siyang nag-inflict sa ranges nga kanang that is short enough. So dili makakuha o gunshot residue or dili makatapot ang gunshot residue sa skin or sa sanina sa victim. But there are two types of GSR deposits are seen with these shots. So kaniya shots makita ang two types sa gunshot residue nga deposits. So mo ni siya ang stippling and soot. So stippling or tattooing. So kaning stippling makita na to ni siya kanang itong point or kanang main entrance sa bullet from the target kana iyang hole. So mo na siya kaning suit naman or smudging, this is the kuan kanang the kuan kanang aso na atong makita during sa ilang impact. Example kanang while pagpusil nimo sa usa ka target, pag igo niya katong bullet, pag touch niya sa skin sa target, mag-produce na siya og aso nga mo nang gitawag og suit or smudging. Next, so natay dapat dapat nato timan-an nga the farther than the finer particles which make up the suit. So katudong mas pinakalayo gamay ra ang iyang aso nga makuha or makita. So as the range of the fire resulting to gunshot residue patterns go from widely dispersed stippling or the farther range to more concentrated stippling plus decreases suit or the closer range. Next is the example of suit and stippling from the contact distance. So dili makita diri ang kuano ang suit kay since aso manggod siya nga during sa impact ba na siya aso nga manggod. Imagine lang na ninyo nga during sa impact sa bullet o sa target naay aso nga aso nga mogawas mo na gitawag nga suit. So kaning stippling mo ni ang iyang formation or the marka sa usa ka bullet nga naigo sa usa ka target. Next is the near contact range. Near contact range will produce stippling and smudging that is concentrated in a tight circle. The muzzle flash, it release of high temperature, high pressure gases which can be seen as a flash of light, may tear, burn or melt clothing fibers. So kaning near contact range mo produce gyapon ni siya og stippling and smudging nga concentrated siya sa tight circle or sa gamay nga circle like this example. So muzzle flash, the release of high temperature, high pressure gases which can be seen as flash of light. So during ani may turn burn o masunog or malanay ang usa ka floating or fibers sa usa ka victim. Og magdagsanina ang victim mo gyud ang mabuslot na ang ilang sanina because of this the release of high temperature, high pressure gases which can be seen as flash of light. Next is the close contact shots are fired with gun muzzle just touching target surface. The muzzle flash will usually produce similar effect to those observed in near contact shots. Next is the tight contact shots. So tight na siya, tight contact shots. Tight contact shots, when the shot directly enter the bone, often produce a characteristic jag entrance wound caused by the gases from the propellant, creating a pocket of hot gas between skin and bone. Particles of GSR or the gunshot residue will follow the bullet through the opening in the skin. This may also have the effect of blowing tissue back onto or into the spony and the hand of the shooter, providing trace and biological evidence.
Problems in firearms identification. First is giving bullets to determine the caliber and types of firearm from which it was fired. Number 2 is given from cartridge cases to determine the caliber and types of firearm from which it was fired. Number 3 is given a bullet
unsuspected firearm to determine whether or not the bullet was fired from suspected firearm. Number 4 is giving a fired cartridge cases unsuspected firearms to determine whether or not fired cartridge case was fired from suspected firearm. Number 5 is giving to 2 or more bullets to determine whether or not they were fired from the same firearm. Number 6 is giving 2 or more fired cartridge cases to determine whether or not they were fired from the same firearm. And the last is giving firearm to determine whether firearm is serviceable or not.
The continuation of summary. Approach that may be have employed in an examination. It is by no means a standard that is used by every laboratory in every case. Having resolved other forensic issues, the fired bullets and cases are examined for identification toll marks. Baga kani sila na sila gisunod na sa laboratory in every kanang magkuan sila kaso, mag-solve sila kaso about bullets. This is especially important in the evaluation of bullets that are damaged. If no toll marks of value are on the evidence bullets, an identification cannot be conducted. Kumbaga dili siya mapadayon if murag wala sila katong toll marks na makita sa bullets. In every bullets na evidence sa bullets. However, for some items of evidence, certain class characteristic if the bullet and case may have determined details such as bullets weight, bullets dimension, composition, manufactured marks, number of land and grooves, direction of rifling, twist and land of grooves impression, with may be recorded and measured. Importante po itong mga bullets dimension, bullets, composition, manufactured marks, timbang, land and grooves, katong magtuyok nga makita nimo sa bullets. For cartridge case, the caliber, head stamp, information, case and primer composition, shape and placement of the firing pin, impression, ejector and structure marks, chamber marks, magazine marks, and breech face impression patterns may be documented. This information is then compared with a test-fired bullet and cartridge cases from firearms that may be linked to the crime scene and suspect.
That's all. Thank you.